Hey friends, welcome to another weekly live tarot reading here from Juno Intuitive Arts. My name is Juno and this is our weekly reading. So every week I bring you a reading diving in depth to figure out what the energies will be like this week. We go in depth to all of the zodiac signs. So the way that I like to make this work is these are going to be readings for your sun, moon, and rising signs. So it's helpful for you to know what your sun, moon, and rising signs are. If you don't know what they are, you can go online to one of the many astrology websites. You can put in your birth information. You need to know where you were born, what time you were born, and the day you were born. With that information, you can find out what your sun, moon, and rising signs are. So we'll go into the zodiac signs first, and then from there, we will do a collective reading. The collective reading will be information that we all need to know. A lot of times, these are going to be messages that come up a little bit in the zodiac signs because we all kind of have a blend of all of the signs. And then from there, we will open up the floor. And if anybody's around that wants a quick little mini reading, I'd be happy to give them out. Also, what's happening this week that's a little bit different is I am going to be announcing the winners of the drawing contest that we had. There was a contest that I had open for the month of October, celebrating 1,500 subscribers. So tonight I will announce the two winners who get a free personal reading from me. Finally, though, if you would like a personal reading and you are not one of the winners, I have finally opened up our Patreon page. So you can find a link down below in the description section to the Patreon page. And some of the subscribers, depending on the tier, some of the patrons will get a free monthly reading from me. So that is a really awesome perk for the highest tier there, but there's a lot of really great stuff over there. So I highly suggest you check out the Patreon. So without further ado, Kristen, welcome. Yeah, cool. So yeah, go ahead, check out the Patreon. I finally got it going. Without further ado, we're going to get straight into the readings, starting out with Aries. So for my sun, moon, and rising signs in Aries, what do you need to know? Aries, sun, moon, and rising. Aries, sun, moon, and rising. Okay, so Aries, what can you expect this week? Ooh, the sun. Excellent. Aries, you got a great day coming up here. So something's going on this week where you are in your element. Things are working. Things are moving in a positive direction for you, and you're feeling as though everything's working out. So that's great. Now, what's interesting though about that is it's coming from a place of regardless of what others are saying. So it's not that everyone around you is telling you that everything's great. It's that you can see and discern for yourself the good things. So it doesn't matter what other people say, right? Some people might try to lie to you this week and tell you that everything's terrible, but you know in your heart that everything is beautiful and that things can work out for you and that things are actually possible for you. So tune into that. Don't listen to the naysayers. You have it. Be in your strength, Aries, right? Aries is a very strong sign. It is run by the god Aries, the planet Mars, right? Well, I don't know actually if they do connect with that, but Aries is a god of war. So, deep strength, right? Deep held strength. You have this amazing strength to remain in your light and remain in the sun this week. So don't let anybody tell you any different, right? And some people might try to this week, but you know that the sun is on your side and you can make anything happen this week. So go out there and get it, Aries. You got this. Okay, that was Aries, sun, moon, and rising. I hope you have an excellent week ahead. We're going to move on to Taurus. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. What can my Taurus, sun, moon, and rising signs expect this week? Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. Okay, Taurus. All right, Taurus. You've got a lot of swift moving, fast energy moving you towards victory this week. So it's important to keep in mind that the victory goal is coming for you and it's here. Now, it might be a bit of a bumpy road, though, because you do have the Tower and you also have the Ten of Swords, which is talking about kind of like a burnout energy. So actually, I think what's happening is that parts of your life and your world are going to be shaken almost to the core a little bit this week, Taurus, which sounds scary. It doesn't have to be. But I think what's going to happen is it's going to shake you out of this period of feeling like you're stuck or stagnant or that things are not working or there's dramatic difficulty, right? That kind of thing. You're moving out of that, but it's coming from this big unsettling thing in your world. It's going to shake you out of that, right? You're being shaken out of this like feeling of destruction, right? So if you've been feeling doom and gloom lately, the world is going to be shaking you out of that and reminding you that actually you have swift moving energy. You can move through this. You can move beyond this. You can move into something really beautiful and really wonderful. So for my Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, there might be something coming in that shakes you a little bit, but it's bringing you towards a really victorious, wonderful place on the other end of it. So that's really important to keep in mind. If anything happens this week where you're like, oh, I don't know. Oh, this seems weird. Oh, maybe, I don't know. Just keep in mind that there's a really positive outcome from it if you hold that positive outcome in your mind, right? That any shake of your world, it might be an opportunity to create something really wonderful and really beautiful. And it's not always, the tower doesn't always have to be a darkness energy. It's not. It just means that there's things in your life and in your path that are keeping you stuck, and the universe is coming in to shake them away because it's time to move on. The cycle is over and it's time to move out of it. So the cycle that's over for you is this feeling defeated energy, right? This you feeling defeated is being taken out of your life. And that might be scary because maybe you might want to be in that defeated energy, right? Sometimes we like to wallow in it, and it's just like it's easier to be lost and stuck in bed, right? Sometimes it's much easier to do that. But the universe is going to be shaking you out of bed this week, saying, nope, time to get out of there, time to keep moving. And it's time to move forward towards your victory because it's here for you. It's time and you're ready. Whether you feel like you're ready or not, you are. And so you're being encouraged to move in that direction this week. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, it leans a little, it might be a little, but the ultimate outcome is this Chariot energy. You're moving towards the greater outcomes. You're moving towards wonderful peace. It's coming. It's coming. Okay, next up, we have Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can my Geminis expect this week? Okay, Gemini, this is a week of rest for you. Don't push too hard. So for my Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, you're being encouraged not to push it. Really take some time to recoup your energy because there's a lot coming to you in the future, I think. And so this is an opportunity for you to kind of let go of some things and come into a better place, right? I think that maybe you've been overthinking things a little bit too much lately. Maybe you've been a little bit anxious. You've been a little bit lost in your head. And so to really come out of that energy is saying, okay, take a step back. Take a step back. You're overthinking it. You're pushing too hard. You're pushing too hard for sure, because you have the 10 of Wands too, which is like carrying too many things. You're carrying too many burdens. And so the universe is kind of encouraging you this week to say, all right, put some of this stuff down. I know you want to do 10 million things. That's okay. But let's just focus on the most important things. Let's get the most important things done and really take some time to recoup that energy. Maybe clean your space. Make sure you're in a clean space. Take some time to put on your Zen music and peace out, right? Clean up your space, clear your energy, burn your incense, your Palo Santo, right? Have your retreat space, your retreat time, recoup your energy, and do that as much as you can this week because it's going to put you in a place where you can then move on and not in this overburdened too many things energy. Because I think you have a lot that you're trying to accomplish. You're trying to do a lot of things. You're trying to move in a lot of directions, and that's great, but it's too much for you. And you don't want to end up burning out and putting them all down or losing them all, right? And so in order to avoid that, it's saying slow but steady, do the most important things, and really, really, really take a lot of time, schedule a lot of time to block out in your life where you can just cool and flow and not be totally and completely pushed in this direction of forcing things. Hey, Melissa, welcome, Melissa. Thanks for joining in. Okay, so Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I hope that that's helpful. We're going to move on to Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. What can you expect this week? Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Melissa, we're going to be doing the announcement of the winners at the end of this reading for who won the drawing. And then I also announced that I'm launching the Patreon page. So you can find information on that down in the description if you're interested in checking that out. Also, guys, you guys are some of my regulars, so let me know what you think about the tiers. Let me know if it seems fair. Let me know if it seems like good if you check out my Patreon, because I'm still new to Patreon and I don't know the best thing to offer. I'm giving away some readings from there, so the readings tier is a little bit more expensive than that. So let me know either way. Okay, I'd love to hear some feedback from you guys. Thanks. Okay, so Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Cancer, what can you expect this week? We've got the 10 of Cups. So, Cancers, you've got ultimate emotional fulfillment coming in here. This is like real happiness energy, being happy and loving. Sister and I will check it out and get back to you. All right, thanks, Melissa. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So yeah, Cancers, you got real happiness. This is a really bright, happy week. And, this particular card shows it in a romantic way, which, yeah, it could be. You could have some romantic connections. And some of the other decks show it more like family. So there could be a connection with your family members, your loved ones, connecting in peace and harmony with those that you love and having real joy and reciprocal energy. This seems like a really beautiful week for you, Cancer. It's wonderful. We have the High Priestess. So this is a great opportunity for you to connect in to your intuition and connect into the love that exists within you and the love of the universe and the over-encompassing loving kindness energy that permeates all things and all beings, right? That interconnectedness energy of all things in joy and creation and love and all of those wonderful forces of that sort of thing. You have that ability this week to really tune into that and dive into it. This could be a really good moment for you to tune into some kind of psychic connection work. If you're interested in developing your psychic abilities or your intuitive abilities, connecting into the spirituality, any of that kind of work, this is a great week for that, Cancer. So you're being encouraged to kind of do that. And it's in the face of happiness too. So it's sort of like, make sure you're doing this from a place of joy, right? Finally, you have the Strength card. So stay strong. Whatever it is you're going through, you have this like deep inner strength that is connected with that inner connection that I was just talking about, the loving kindness of the universe. It's this deep, strong inner core that can help you get through any situation. So whatever you're going through, you have the ability to move through in peace and in joy and creativity and love in any context. And there's no person or thing or obstacle that can take that from you under any circumstance. And so this week you're going to be really knowing and feeling that. So Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I hope that that's helpful. We're going to move on. So next up we have, is it Virgo after Cancer? No, Leo first. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do my Leos need to know this week? What's up for Leos? So far, collectively, this seems like a really beautiful week. Everybody's gotten some really positive messages this week, which is cool. That's really nice to know. Last week felt a little scarier, right? This week doesn't feel that way, which is great. Okay, so Leo, what can you expect this week? The biggest thing for you this week is encountering your joy, for sure. With this Nine of Pentacles energy, this is like you basking in your own private garden. So you getting the things that you love and deserve and know that you deserve and enjoying them, enjoying your own private time, enjoying the things that you love, getting out there and taking the time to celebrate the things that you've gained in life and know that they're worth celebrating, that you have encountered this wonderful, literally got the things. Awesome, Kristen. Yeah, exactly. That you've gotten it, right? You have gained the things that you've been trying to, and now you get to enjoy them, right? So this is a week of enjoyment for you, of really kind of appreciating where you've come from and loving the things that you have. Now, there's a bit of a juggle going on. You have the Two of Cups, which is juggling. So make sure that you're, doing the things you need to do, and make sure that you're focusing on the gains that you have, right? Because, with life, there's always things we can think about that aren't here, right? We can always think about the things that aren't working out and all of that, right? It's easy. Our brains will immediately think of something that's not right. I think that's why, we have so many unhappy billionaires on this planet. You know, think about all the billionaires who are so unhappy and hate everything, right? You know, it's because it's like there's always something that you could think about that you don't have, right? And so that's what the Four of Cups is saying. It's like, don't think about the things you don't have. Think about the things that the universe is giving you. You've got these beautiful, wonderful gifts that have come to you. So cherish them, right? Love the things that you have and really appreciate them. And like really tune into that this week, because it's here for you, and it's you have a really beautiful moment here for that. And Kristen, you have no idea how hard this hits. I'm so glad you're really tuned into that. Yeah, because it's here for you, right? So really, you know, take the time to appreciate the small things that you have, because they're really beautiful and really wonderful. And something about this week is going to be like really make them even sweeter, right? If you take the time to appreciate them. So Leo, sun, moon, and rising. That's my reading for you. We're going to move on. Next up, we have Virgo. So Virgo, sun, moon, and rising signs. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising signs. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. Virgo. There we go. Okay, Virgo. So the first thing that popped out for you was the Death card. So let's talk about it. Death in the tarot, I mean, you know, it can mean death, but usually it doesn't mean like you're going to die or somebody you know is going to die. It usually refers to the ending of a time, an ending of a cycle, an ending of a period, right? It does mean endings, and sometimes endings are hard. We live in a culture where we don't really like the end, usually, of things. And so to be faced with the end can be a challenge. But I don't think this is going to be a particularly difficult ending for you, because, you know, with the Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of showing that, you know, the Wheel of Fortune continues, it spins on. And so this ending is coming as a time for you to move into a really positive cycle and the beginning of something really beautiful. So Virgo, if anything is finishing up this week in your life that might feel bittersweet, just know that it's ending as an ability for you to open yourself up to something new. And that new thing could be something really powerful and really wonderful and beautiful coming in. And so obviously take the time to feel your emotions. And if there are any kind of challenging emotions around the ending of something this week, that's okay, right? Feel what you need to feel, be with yourself through your feelings. Don't try to suppress them or pretend like you have to be happy all the time, because you don't, right? You're human. You need to feel your emotions. We all do. It's important, because if we don't let ourselves feel them and we suppress them, then that's actually, personally, I think that's how we get depression, right? Because we're just bottling everything up, and then we get numb to everything. So take the time to feel what you need to feel. If there are any difficult things, difficult endings, difficult times, that's okay, right? Just know that the closing of one cycle is opening up the ability to move into something really bright and beautiful. And a part of that is coming from this Queen of Wands energy, which is opening you up to your own powers of manifestation and creation and the creative forces of the universe, and being in this beautiful, creative, joyful cycle of moving through the world and making things happen, and creating things out of thin air, almost, even, right? That you're able to harness the forces of the universe to create something wonderful and beautiful for yourself. So take the time and the energy this week to feel what you need to feel around it, but know that good times are coming, and that the forces of the universe are working with you to create whatever life and whatever dreams you have. And so you can harness the forces around you to move in that direction, should you so choose. So Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. I hope that that's helpful. And I hope you have a good week, even with these endings, you know, even if they seem challenging. There's really a positive, there could be really positive things about the endings of cycles too. So keep that in mind, and I hope things are good. We're going to move on now to, after Virgo comes Libra. We're going to move on to Libra. All right. Libra, sun, moon, and rising. What do my Libras need to know this week? Libra, sun, moon, and rising. There we go. Libra, sun, moon, and rising. Libra, sun, moon, and rising. Okay, there we go. All right, and welcome to everybody who's joining the chat. Welcome, welcome. All right, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can you expect this week? Well, the first thing that came out was the Lovers. So let's address that first. For some people, this is not everybody, and it doesn't have to be everybody. But for some people, there's romance coming in this week. There's a potential for either new love or rekindling of the relationship that you're in, right? For some people. If you're not in a relationship, that's fine, right? This can mean many different things. But for some people, there really is a deepening of the connection that you're in right now, or a new connection, right? For other people, though, the Lover's card can mean a deeper connection with self as well. And I tend to relate it that way, or connection with family members, right? This could be all of the people that you love, right? Love isn't always romantic. Love can be anything. We have love for so many people in our lives. And so something about this week is really connecting into your loved ones more, Libra, and really holding your loved ones close this week, making sure that you remind those that you love them, right? Showing that you care to those that are in your life, and really connecting in with the people that are in your life, your family, your chosen family, your friends, your romantic partners, whoever, and reminding those that are in your life how much you care about them. Something about this week is going to give you that opportunity, and it'll make you feel good, and it'll make those around you feel good. And I know for my Libras, right? Libra is such a social sign. I think that it would make you feel really good to just like really reinforce that message to those that are in your life of how much you care about them. And so take the time to do that this week. I think it'll make you feel really good. You have the Magician card here, Libra. So you have the ability this week to create anything that you need, right? So if you feel lacking at all in your life, you're feeling like you're missing something or something's not working, you can harness the forces that exist around you to create this thing, to move in that direction. And yeah, personally, I don't necessarily believe in instantaneous manifestation, right? That you can just snap your fingers and there it is, right? I think that life tends to be a little bit more complicated than that personally, but some people believe in that. And I don't, I mean, maybe my own self-limiting beliefs are keeping me from being able to snap my fingers and pointing and there it is. But, uh, that being said, you can still create whatever you want, right? It just might take some time. That's all. I tend to think that things take a little bit of time, but that's okay. That doesn't mean that things aren't possible. It just means things take time, right? But you have a little bit of extra magic here this week, I think, Libra. So tune into that extra magic and ask yourself, what would you do with that extra magic if you could do something, right? If you had access to this beautiful, powerful force of the universe, which you happen to actually have access to, what would you do with it, right? This is a great week for you to ask yourself that, to try to flow in those directions, to make things happen, to move in whatever direction you need to, and tune into that this week. So Libra, I hope you do that. Finally, you have the Six of Pentacles, which is this balance card. And so I think that a part of this too is bringing these two messages together. The upside down. The Six of Pentacles is a give and a take. It's a very balancing card. It's someone who, when the times are good and you have a surplus, you give to those who need it. And when times are rough and you need help, you ask, and those who have it give it to you, right? So ask yourself where you are in that cycle, Libra, right? Do you need help? Well, you have loved ones who you can reach out to and they can help you. And that might be a part of what this manifestation energy is talking about. If you don't, or if you are in the good times and there's somebody that you love who needs help, maybe consider offering it this week. It might make you feel really great. It might make them feel really great. And it might strengthen the bond that you have with your loved ones, right? So Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I hope that that's helpful. I hope you have an excellent week, and we're going to move on. Okay, so next up we have, after Libra comes Scorpio. Happy birthday to my Scorpios. We are in Scorpio season. Wow, just popped right out. Scorpio, what do you need to know right now? Okay, what's in your week ahead? Scorpio, interesting, similar to the Gemini reading. Scorpio, this week is a week of rest for you. So make sure you get it. Make sure you take it. You're being encouraged to take some time to yourself. Get some rest, get some sleep, clean up your spaces. Take the time to do that deep cleaning, that spring cleaning. It's okay. You have 10 million things you want to do, but you know what? You got to take that time out. Now, for you, why you're being encouraged to do that, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, is because you have the High Priestess card. So there's communication coming in here from the other side a little bit here. There's communication from spirit. There's communication from guides, entities, gods and goddesses, whoever you communicate with, my suggestion is to make sure that they're in the highest good of you and all human beings. Personally, that's my own boundaries. You can make your own boundaries with the non-physical beings of this universe, but personally, I would suggest, from personal experience, putting up some boundaries. Just putting that out there as an aside. But somebody wants to talk to you on the cosmic telephone, so maybe that's a good thing. You got the Temperance card, which is talking about balancing forces, right? So I think a part of where this getting enough rest and getting enough sleep is coming in is it's sort of like you being encouraged to make a really strong balance. And I think also if you're going to be doing deep spiritual work or deep psychic work or deep connection work with the higher planes of existence, make sure that you don't give it all over to that, right? It's really important because it can get really easy to sort of blow out your whole space, your whole headspace, and then lose your connection to reality, lose your connection to the world. Make sure you always have your 1 or 2 feet firmly planted in the ground, metaphorically, maybe physically, right? Before you do any kind of deep spiritual work, especially if you're doing like super cosmic stuff, because it's really easy to just go over the edge, and a lot of people do. And just from personal experience, also an aside. But I think with that Temperance card too, there's a bit of a balancing energy, making sure that you are balancing things out. You're not pushing too hard. You're not moving in a direction that's too much of a challenge, right? That you're bringing in peace into your life. And it's peace too with this Temperance card. It's peace that maybe comes from a place that didn't seem peaceful, right? This is all about making lemonade out of the lemons that the universe throws you. So if you're being thrown a curveball, that's okay, right? That's okay. Maybe that curveball can be thrown back, right? Maybe you can take that and shift things and move things in some different direction that could be really deeply powerful and positive for you in a way that you would have never expected. So take the time. This is a really great week for you to connect into spirit more and make sure you get some rest, right? Make sure you get that sleep. Make sure you are not pushing too hard. So Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, that's my reading for you. We are going to move on now to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can my Sagittarius expect? Sagittarius as a plural? I don't know. Okay, one more. Sagittarius. All right. Sagittarius, what's up for you this week? You have ultimate happiness here. All right, this has been coming up a bunch, so that's really good. What the collective is probably going to need to know too, for Sagittarius, is there's real happiness here. Real wonderful joy and happiness is coming in. A part of it is through family connections, chosen family, loved ones, romantic family, right? Whoever is a part of your life in that dimension. This is really connecting in with those that you love and cherish, friendships, whoever, and sharing that love, right? That we as a connected community of people on this planet can share peace, can share love, can share joy, no matter what is happening, no matter what the outside world is saying. It doesn't matter. We have control over our lives. We can make things good. We can share happiness. We can be happy. See, happiness is a state of being that does not require anything. As much as we have been told that it's something that is sold, right? I think that we've been kind of conditioned to think that happiness is bought, right? Which, yes, actually, I think there are studies that show that if you do make more money, right, you can be happier, but it's only to a point, right? I think there's a limiting factor in that, but that doesn't mean that happiness can't be found with no money either, right? It's important to remember that. And actually, traditionally, this card, the Ten of Cups, is drawn with a family who is celebrating ultimate happiness, who are not necessarily the wealthiest people in these decks, but they still are the happiest people in these decks, right? So there's something to be said about that you can incorporate your own happiness here, Sagittarius, by sharing that with your loved ones, and regardless, right? And a part of that too comes from this reciprocal cycle here with the Six of Pentacles, which is a give and a take. So we can find happiness by sharing with other people or by asking for help, right? And then by helping us, the people that we love can feel happy for doing something that they can do for their loved ones. And you can feel happy by helping them when you can, right? And so this kind of reciprocal energy of giving and taking, receiving and giving, and all of that, that cycle can help make us all feel really good and really happy. So Sagittarius, something about this week is going to be you sharing that happiness with others and then gaining happiness from others as well, right? The give and a take. Finally, you have the Emperor. So you are in control this week. Don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do. You know what you can do. You're in control. You have the power. So if you had the ultimate power and control over your life, what would you do? That's the question to ask this week, because you do have that power. The Emperor is in control of his empire. He moves mountains. He moves the ships across the board, and he's not obsessed with the little tiny details, right? The Emperor doesn't control the little tiny things going on. He's looking at the big picture. So you're being encouraged this week to take a big picture look at your life. What's happening? What are the major themes going on in your life right now? Do you like where the ship is sailing? If you don't, you can move that ship in any direction, right? You can switch the directions, but remember, when you're sailing a giant ship, you got a lot to move. So if you need to move things, this could be a great time to think about what are the big shifts that need to happen in your life, and then how can you plan that in over time. This is not instantaneous change. This is long-term change. So Sagittarius, I hope that that's helpful, and we're going to move on now to Capricorn. Kristen, Sagittarius always does whatever she wants anyway, love. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Sagittarius tends to be pretty free-spirited from the Sagittarius friends that I've had. So, yeah, I definitely feel that. Okay, so next up, we've got Capricorn. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do my Capricorns need to know this week? I need one more. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. She does. This is difficult because I, being a fire sign, want things to happen right now. Yeah, I totally understand that. I totally get that feeling. Now, I feel that a lot too. And yeah, with that Emperor card, it is a bit of a slower move, but you have the ability to sail through it. And you can plan things in. And I know it's a little bit frustrating, but it's there. It's there for you. Okay, so Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, what can you expect? You got the Fool. So Capricorn, this is new beginnings energy, which there's been a few piles that have had a little bit of a new beginning sort of thing. Hey, Casper, welcome, welcome. And so with the Fool here, this is a new opportunity for you to have a brand new day. So something's going on where this is new. And you know what? This is a new year period for some cultures in this world, right? It's New Year right now for a lot of people in India, right, who celebrate Diwali. I think Diwali is like a New Year celebration. It's also the pagan New Year if you are celebrating Samhain and all of those kind of holidays, right? This is like the New Year. So there's a little bit of that New Year energy for you, Capricorn, coming in a little early. I know Capricorns ride the cusp of the new year too. So, that makes sense for this, with that new beginnings energy. So I think Capricorn, this is a week where you can let new things in. What is this new beginning going to be for you? This is a new beginning towards really finding a lot of friends and love. I can't show this card fully, but this is the Three of Cups, which is celebrating with friends. So I think that you have new friendships coming in this week, Capricorn. Maybe you meet new people. Maybe this is a great opportunity for you to meet new people and let new people into your life. If you feel a little bit lonely, or you feel like your current friend groups aren't really cutting it or whatever, this is a great opportunity to meet new people. So have an open mind this week to meet others. Maybe try something different. Maybe go to a new place. Maybe pick up a new hobby, because I think that you're going to meet some really great, maybe even lifelong friends this week. New for the beginning, the first time. You never know. I see that a little bit, and maybe it's celebrating with other people. But if you're being invited to go do something with some friends this week, I would say go do it. Take advantage of it, because it might lead to something new and spontaneous and different that you were never expecting, that could be really wonderful for your long-term life. So take advantage. Finally, Capricorn, you have the Knight of Swords. So there's movement in the mind. So I think a part of what's going on this week in this new beginning energy for you is changing your perspective. So something's coming in this week, which could be coming from other people and somebody else's mindset, somebody else's ideas, somebody else's thoughts that influence you to change how you understand something. And from that, though, Capricorn, I think that it's bringing in some positive needed change for you. So you really are being encouraged to listen to others, to listen to perspectives that maybe you feel a little bit closed off from for whatever reason. I know Capricorn being an earth sign, it can be a little bit stubborn sometimes, which is fine. I mean, we're all stubborn sometimes, right? But I do think that this is kind of encouraging you to break out of that a little bit and be open-minded to looking at things a little bit differently, to other people's perspectives, to other ways of being and thinking and seeing. And I think what's interesting about this too is Pluto has retrograded into Capricorn and it's about to move out of Capricorn now for the last time in all of our lifetimes. It'll come back in like 300 years or something. So that could be a little bit for you, Capricorn. You might be feeling that big, heavy change because we're moving now into that Aquarius energy, which is very much not in your wheelhouse. And so that might be a little bit spooky and scary going on right now. And so I think a way to go through it might be to open your perspective a little bit and open your mind towards that new energy that might be coming in, because you might learn to love some of that. So take that and see what you can do with it, right? All right, so Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I hope you have an excellent week ahead, and we're going to move on. So next we have Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do my Aquariuses need to know? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. One more. Aquarius. There we go. Oh, you got 4. All right. Casper. My stubborn cat brain was saying ew to the change. Yeah, no, I hear it. I totally get it. Totally understand that. But you can do it. You never know. You might hear something different. Okay, so Aquarius. And this one too. Okay, a little bit of a bonus message. Aquarius has come out for a bunch of people. You might need to get some rest this week, which is really funny. Actually, I think this aside is actually for me personally, but I think for my other Aquariuses out there, my Sun, Moon, and Rising sign has all told me this week to get some rest. So clearly, my own guides are like throwing some hinted messages towards me personally, and be like, can you take a break? Yes. Okay. Heard. We'll put that aside. Maybe some of my Aquariuses need to take some rest too, but let's get the rest of this message. Okay. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you got the world. So you're moving on up. For my Aquariuses, there is a graduation happening. You are moving up to a different cycle, a different plane, a different something. So something has happened in your life where you've ended a cycle, you've completed something. This is completion and graduation. So congratulations, you've finished something, you've learned something, something about this week has you like kind of like doing the dusting off your hands and saying, all right, you climbed the mountain, you got there. I don't know what it is. It is different for everybody, but something in your life you've completed and you're being congratulated on that. So this week, maybe congratulate yourself a little bit, take some celebration energy. Maybe that's a part of where this peaceful rest is coming from too. With the 8 of Pentacles, you've been putting in a lot of hard work in certain areas, and maybe you have completed that hard work in certain places, or you've graduated onto the next level of it, especially if this is a business or a job or anything like that. Like, is there really a completion, right? You got the promotion, now you got to do more work, right? You got this thing and now you got to do more, right? Which is fine, but take the time, pace yourself. But I do think you've reached a pinnacle of some portion of this, and so there is a really important part of this is to congratulate yourself. Horns outside for confirmation. Don't know if you can hear them, but congratulate yourself for making it, for doing this, for leveling up, because you've put in a lot of work in some area and you should be really proud of yourself. And so take some time this week to be proud of yourself, to take the time to feel good about where you are, about what you've accomplished. Have you not gotten as far as you want? Maybe, but you'll get where you want to go. Just trust and know that where you are now is worth celebrating, that you've made it this far is worth celebrating. So take the time and do that and give that gift to yourself, because it'll make you feel even better. It'll help the journey in the future. Because like I said, if this is one of those kind of journeys where you're continuously building, like it's never over, right? So take those wins when you get them. Take those wins when they come, because they're important, and you're ready to level up into the next thing. And so graduate, right? Graduation comes with celebration, right? It comes with a celebration. So take that celebration this week. Finally, you have the 6 of Pentacles. So maybe you're at the point where you can start to give back to others, or if you feel like you need some help this week, you can ask for it from other people, that the help is out there. So the world is a give and a take. It's a reciprocal energy. Make sure that you are in a good feeling of your giving and your taking. You're not doing too much of one or too much of the other. Be in a nice, good balance this week, and that's going to help you feel good. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, that's my reading for you, and we're going to move on. Next up, we have Pisces. Last one. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Pisces. What do my Pisces need to know this week? Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay. Oops. Pisces, you got an extra one. Okay, Pisces, what do you need to know? So for my Pisces, first card that came out was the Sun. And this has come out a lot this week. So this is also going to be a collective one. I'll put it aside for the collective. But the Sun is really great. You have a bright, beautiful new day ahead of you today, this week. So celebrate. Get out there and feel good. Know that you have wonderful opportunities ahead of you, that there's beauty here for you, that the world is on your side, that you can make things happen. You can get out there, you can celebrate, you can have a good time, you can have fun. It's all here for you this week. With the Nine of Wands, you might be feeling like, is it though? I've been through it. I don't know. But, sometimes this card comes in when you feel that way, but ultimately trust that this is a good time, right? That you're in the good times and be in the good times, because life is it's ups and downs. So when we're in the up cycle, like, celebrate the up cycle, right? You're here with it. Have a good time. Get out there. Enjoy. You're on the cusp of starting a new journey. You're about to launch yourself forward into something new, into something exciting and something wonderful. So enjoy that period. It's so exciting, right? Be in that excitement energy and love that you can get out there and make things happen. Finally, you have the Eight of Wands, which is fast, swift moving energy. So, this is a swift movement towards joy and happiness here this week. So take it, roll with it, run in the energy. You can tune into this energy and take it and move places with it. So you're being encouraged to do that and to really accept that wonderful things are here for you and to enjoy them and to feel good. So Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, that's my sign for you. And that's all of the zodiac signs. So we did that. Nice. Great. Okay, so since we got 4 people here, we are going to do the collective reading. But first, I am going to announce the winners of the drawing. So if you are just joining us, we are celebrating 1,500 subscribers here on Juno Intuitive Arts. So thank you all for tuning in and subscribing. If you're new, please do subscribe. I appreciate that. But as a token of thanks to all of my subscribers, I'm offering 2 free private readings. We did a drawing from them. The drawing's now closed. So here in the reading, I'm going to announce the winners. We have 2 winners. Our first winner is Joanna Portincaso. I apologize for names and pronunciations, guys. My apologies. But Joanna, congratulations. You are one of the winners. Our second winner is Andrea Wainmeyer. Andrea, congratulations as well. So for the 2 of you, if you're tuned in, great. If you're not tuned in, that's okay. I'm going to send emails out. And all for the rest of you, if you did not win, that's okay. Thank you for entering the drawing anyway. And you can purchase a private reading from me, although I don't have them offered on my website quite yet. But if you want more information from that, I suggest you go to the Patreon page. So I'm also launching my Patreon page again. I had it going a few years ago and didn't have time for it, but we're relaunching and I'm diving straight into it. So you can find information in the description section here. You can go to the Patreon or just go to patreon.com/Junodrome. On the Patreon, I am offering there are 3 tiers on the Patreon. The third tier is a bit expensive. It's $20 a month, but that $20 comes with a lot of perks, including a free personal reading from me every single month. So that's a heavy discount because that reading I will be offering, the one that you get for free, I'll be offering for sale for probably $35. So you get $15 off and you get one every month, right? So it is worth it. Even if you just subscribe for 1 month, right? You get You get that reading plus all the bonus content. So it is probably the best deal that I'm ever gonna offer for a reading for me. So you can find that on the Patreon page. I encourage you to subscribe if you want to. That is going to help me get this channel out to more people and be able to do it more regularly. So I appreciate everybody. Even if you just consider, go ahead and check it out. Even if you don't want to ultimately subscribe, that's fine. You can check it out and let me know what you think. And also, too, I mean, give me your feedback. I would appreciate that. You can always reach me at jp@junodrum.com. I'm going to drop my email here in the chat. You can always email me there if you want to, if you need to reach me for whatever reason. And let me know what you think. If you check out the Patreon, if you think it's fair, if you don't think it's fair, I want to know. I'm still new to Patreons. So if it feels like I'm not offering enough or it feels a little bit wonky with the price structure, let me know. But that highest tier, I think, is a really, really good deal because it's a good way to get readings for me. You can get one every month. Ask me whatever you want. It's a personalized reading that I'm going to send you. So you can ask any specific question. You can make it general. You can see whatever you want, right? It'll be tailored to you. I'll make it specifically for you, and it'll be one that you can download and have forever, right? So that's just something to take in mind. Also, yeah, that's about most of what's going on right now. So welcome in, everybody. I'm going to do a quick collective reading just to see what we need to know as a collective this week, and then I'm opening the floor to little mini personal readings. So those I'm going to probably continue. I'll continue to do those for free here with the weekly ones, little mini ones for a little bit, and then I may start asking for donations for these just because I don't know if I can afford to give them away for free if I need people to buy them. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I mean, for the time being, I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing, and I might just put out a tip jar too. I got to figure out how to do that. Maybe with my PayPal and just like be open like a busker. I'm okay with that. Tarot busker. Give what you feel, right? All right. So what does a collective need to know? Okay. All right. So for us, for the collective, the biggest thing, it didn't pop back out, but I do think I want to address it. The sun came out a lot. The sun came out a lot. And so link your Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and wish lists. Okay. I will start to do that. I don't have that together today, but next week and beyond, I will get all that together. And that sounds great. So I appreciate that. I don't even have wish lists. I got to figure that one out. All right. That's cool. I'll research that. Like an Amazon wish list, I guess. Yeah. Okay. I can research that. All right. So let's see. The 10 of Pentacles is important. Oh, I was just going to mention the sun. The sun came out a lot. So, you know, this is a bright week. This is an optimistic, bright, hopeful week, which is really good to hear because last week kind of felt like the opposite on this reading. So this is great. This is great. I will take this energy and I will run with it. Now, with the 10 of Pentacles, there's real abundance here in the physical world. So we have an opportunity as a collective to take into the world some real abundant energy. So with this abundance, we can harness the forces around us to all have enough. We have the ability on this planet to all have enough, and we can share that with others. And so something about this week is going to give us the opportunity maybe to do that. And that reciprocal energy, did it come back out? It did not, but it came out a lot. So there's a give and a take this week. If you need help, there is help out there and available. So reach out and ask for it. And if you have the ability to give people help, offer it. Offer help this week because somebody out there needs it and they will appreciate it and you'll probably feel good and it'll help everybody, right? So you're being encouraged to do that this week. We are safe. For whatever reason, the collective just needs to know safety is here. So don't feel like you're afraid. As a collective, as a world, there's safety available to us. So just something to keep in mind. Obviously, the world can be a very dangerous place. I can't guarantee that every human being is safe here, but something about the collective is just important to remember that we can tune into that collective safety, right? It's here for us. So that's something to keep in mind. 10 of Swords, don't burn out. Take your time. Rest came up a lot. So if you feel like your energy is a little bit overextended this week, take some time to rest because it's not worth pushing and totally and completely burning out. The Justice card here, there's justice. Justice is coming. So for the collective, you know, if you feel that there's tremendous injustice, and there's so much injustice in the world, just know that there is justice coming in the places that need it, and have faith that the right things can come and can be and can exist. Just have that faith. There might be confusion this week. You know, we might be confused at all of the things going on, and so you know, if there's any kind of confusion going on, just stay the course. Do what you know is right, even if you're confused. Don't let anybody else's confusion get in your own way, right? Just stay the course. Stay the course. Finally, with the Two of Cups, yeah, connecting with the loved ones, connecting with yourself. Have that reciprocal flowing energy because it's here for us. All right, so I can open the floor now to personal readings. Let's see what we got. Casper said, also throne for anonymous gifts once you get settled. PayPal might screw you over if people charge back a tip too. Okay, well, that's good to know. I didn't know that. So yeah, throne. I'll look into throne. Let me just make a note of that. Thanks for the tip. Okay. So, if anybody would like a little quick mini reading, I'm giving them out for free. So let me know in the comments right now if you want one. And let me know the question that you want answered. It's helpful for me to have a question. And if you just want a general reading, you can say that, but it's easier and ends up a little bit more accurate personally, I think, if you give me a question. So Melissa, I think you gave one. Great. What do you got? I'm at peace, yet not peaceful because I'm lacking direction. I feel restless. As a Sagittarian, I've got that bow and arrow drawn, but no target. It's driving me nuts. Can you help me decide what to focus on? All right, great. Love this. Okay, so Melissa, what is the most important thing for you to focus on in your life right now? I think that wants to come out. We'll put it to the side for now. What is the most important thing for Melissa to focus on right now? What's the most important thing for her to focus on? What can she put her attention to? Interesting. So I will say the cards are not jumping out. So there is definitely this hesitation energy of giving you something specific. But there we go. There we go. All right. What do you need to focus on? Yeah. Okay. All right. So the card that came out kind of first is the moon, which totally makes sense. With the moon, this card, it can talk about not knowing what's ahead a lot of the time, which is exactly kind of what you're talking about here. The thing about it is, with the moon, you may not see the entire pathway ahead, but you do have the next step illuminated. So if you are at a point where you can see at least one step forward in some direction, that is a good step to take because you never know what it opens up to you. Now, for more hints at what this is, you have the Fool. So this is a new beginning. So whatever you jump to is kind of a new start. So you are kind of being encouraged to start something different, to start something new. So that could be really helpful. This isn't necessarily something that you've done before, or if you pick up something, it's doing it in a completely different way. So if you have some like off again, on again projects where you've started and stopped or anything like that, this is kind of saying don't necessarily pick that back up. This is actually a good time and opportunity for you to start something brand new. So what is something you've always wanted to try? What is something that's seems novel to you or might seem exciting, seems kind of different or maybe out of left field a little bit? That might be the thing to choose, surprisingly enough. With the Wheel of Fortune, you know, fortune's on your side. So kind of there's no real wrong choice here. I think whatever you end up choosing, it's going to help you feel good, you know, so really take some risks here. I've been focusing on myself and I've been wanting to take a pottery class. Okay, that could be a really good one. That could be a really good way to start. With the Knight of Swords, this is talking about movement in the mind. So don't let your perspective hold you back, I think, too. Allow yourself to change your thinking, to change your mind, to be open to different ways of thinking, different understandings, because there's new understanding coming in, maybe learning something new, right? So yeah, anyway, I hope that's helpful. Pottery sounds fun. You should totally look into that. That sounds awesome. All right. Does anybody else want a little mini reading? Let me know in the comments right now if you would like one. I'd be happy to. We've got 3 people in the chat. I just gave one to Melissa. Anybody else want one? I would be happy to give you one. Thank you. Yeah, no worries, Melissa. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Does anybody else want a free little mini reading? Kristen, can I make money with my art over the holidays? Ooh, cool. Let's see. I like specific timeline. All right, money, art over the holidays. Is it going to happen? Can it happen? Will it happen? Is it possible? Let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right. I want one more. Okay. Yes, there. Okay, yeah. Hey, Ayush. Yeah, go ahead and put your question in. You're gonna be next. All right. So you have the 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. So there's a little bit of how do I interpret this? This can usually, it's like holding things too close, holding things back a little bit. So it's almost like yes, you can, but don't. You got to share it to be able to sell it. Does that make sense? There's a little bit of a need. If you're going to sell it over the holidays, you got to do marketing. I think that's my thing. You're not going to be able to sell it without some kind of marketing, whatever that means to you, right? There needs to be an outward push. It's not going to happen if you're holding it all too close to you and just sort of like, if you just make the art and keep it here, be like, okay, here's my art. It's not going to get sold, right? So the selling is the key word here from the experience, right? So you got to be kind of like a salesman if you're going to sell it over the holidays. So that's just something to keep in mind. With the King of Swords, it's asking you to be very analytical about it. So which is kind of the opposite of the artistic process. So kind of like, I think you're being encouraged to keep the 2 pieces separate a little bit. So make the art, get that done, have the product, and then think of it. I mean, as sad as it is, I'm an artist myself, and I don't, this is just the business side of it. Like, you got to think of it a little bit like a product too, of like, okay, here's this product. What do I do with it? How do I sell it? Right? As mundane as that is. I think you're being encouraged to do that with it. If you think in that way, you've got the sun here, which is saying, yes, absolutely, this is possible. There's a brightness, right? You can make it happen, but you got to market it to make it happen. And finally, you got the Magician. So the Magician can harness the forces of the universe and make anything happen. So can you make money with your art over the holidays? 100%. Yes, you can. But it's going to take you finding a way to sell it, finding a way to market it, figure out where it's going to be, where you can sell it, what you can do with it, all that kind of marketing stuff. But if you do that, yes, I think you can. All right. I hope that's helpful. I know it's a quick little mini reading, but there you go. I definitely need to market. I hate that part. Me too. Honestly, same here. I've never been able to figure out how to sell my art yet. Trying, but yeah, totally get it. But according to the general group reading, I will have help if I need it. Yes, that could be a really good thing. Exactly right. And so I think with the King of Swords too, he knows enough to know when he doesn't know enough, right? So go out and ask for some help. Try to do some research and see if there's anybody out there who knows how to do it. You could reach out, like if you know anybody who sells at craft fairs or anything like that, you can reach out and try to ask people, and you might get a good recommendation on groups to go to, that kind of thing, But yeah, I think you 100% can sell your stuff over the holidays. Absolutely. Okay, Ayush, I want to know what is to this person that I feel strongly connected to in a very different way. The connection is strong and I'm getting off balance and dreams about it. Okay, ooh, that sounds intense. Okay, so what is your connection with this person and what does it mean? Maybe we'll do connection meaning. Let's do that. So connection, one more, connection. Okay, and meaning. One more for meaning, please. Thank you. Okay. All right, connection first. All right, what is this connection? So interesting. With the King of Swords, it could be a mental thing. So this could be a connection in the mind only. So that's important to keep in mind, right? Whenever we have a relationship with someone, we kind of exist in the minds of other people, and they exist in our minds. You know what I mean? So it's important to remember, like, how do you know this person? What is this person? Maybe what you're thinking is in your mind, and maybe it's actually different than what you think. So just keep that in mind. With the Four of Swords, it's interesting you mentioned dreams, because this is the rest card. So there could be this sort of dream energy going on. This could be like a manifestation. Like if you're dreaming about a person, right, that could be a manifestation of some part of your subconscious mind that's trying to talk to you and using this person as an avatar for some kind of symbolic thing, right? Because our dreams oftentimes, not always, I mean, it depends on the dream, right? But a lot of times our dreams are ways for the subconscious mind to process things and kind of show us what's going on in the inner thoughts. So if you're dreaming about somebody, they might be representing a part of yourself or something like that. So that's kind of important to keep in mind. With the Three of Wands, this is like a future kind of a thing, you know? So this might be somebody that you're not fully connected with now, but there could be potential to connect with this person more with the Three of Wands, where it's like, you know, this is like looking off onto the horizon and imagining a future. So I don't know if you're imagining a future with this person, or, you know, what's going on, or they're imagining something with you, but it feels like imagination, mind, and dreams. It's very mental, very much in the mind. So that's important to remember. This might be more of a mind connection than anything. What does it mean? We've got the Knight of Wands. So there's something about movement in the inspiration. So maybe this person inspires you a lot. And so because they inspire you, they're igniting within you a part of yourself that's being reflected through imagining this person, right? So you could be dreaming. I was imagining and they came from nowhere. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So they could represent a part of your mind that is your adventurous self, right? So they could be a representation of the things that you wish you could express within yourself. Does that make any sense? It's like they represent to you what you wish you could be. But the thing is it's not that you actually are this thing, and they're just showing you that you are that thing. Does that make sense? It sounds kind of confusing, but you know, sometimes we repress parts of ourselves because we feel socially that we're not supposed to have them, but ultimately we do have them, and so that's like a deep repressed part of you, maybe, and so they reflect that within you, and so you feel really drawn to this person because they are showing you what you are ultimately yourself. And so I think that's why feels so maybe so intense, is because it's like you're seeing a part of yourself that is repressed, and that is pushing things forward within you that are coming up. And so with the Eight of Wands, this is, yeah, very fast moving energy, more ease, more fun parts. Okay, well, that's good. Yeah. So, you know, if they feel like a really fun, lighthearted, kind of go lucky person, maybe it's something that you want to express more within yourself. So I think go for it, you know. Finally, the Nine of Cups is talking about, yeah, you know, being proud of yourself. You know what? So I do think, you know, why this connection is important is it's like it's helping you feel better about yourself because you're seeing somebody who feels good about themselves, and it's inspiring you to do the same, right? And so you feel really good about that because it's a kind of a reciprocal thing in the long run. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. That was a little bit intense, but pretty cool. So yeah. Does that sound right? That was cool. Yeah. Okay. Well, Ayush, I hope that was good. I'm open to more. Melissa Carter, take care of yourself, Juno. Get some rest. All right. See you later, Melissa. Thanks so much for tuning in. Kristen, that was a fun one. That was a fun one. That was a cool reading, Ayush. All right, that was very helpful. Great. Okay, cool. I'm glad. I'm glad. Sounds like an intense connection for sure. So I hope that it's good. Hope it's a good one. And be careful, because I think a lot of it might be in your mind too. So just be careful of like, sometimes we could get really wrapped up in an idea of a person, and then, you know, it might not be reciprocal. So just, make sure you talk before you assume, with whatever connection that is. Okay, so we still got 4 people in the chat. Did everybody get a reading who wanted one? Or does anybody else want a reading who hasn't gotten one yet? Because I am open to giving some out right now. So, oh, Casper, all right. I feel a bit broken, as if the world is waiting for me to catch up. I know I need to rest and healing, but it feels as if I'm holding others back or giving them too much work since I can't keep up. Okay, well, I'll definitely pull some cards for you, but it's important to remember that you could take up as much space as you need, always. Just remember that, right? That like it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to be having difficulty, and the people who love you in your life, they understand, because we all go through periods like that. So just as an aside, I just want to let you know that. Let's see what else we got here. It's so out of the ordinary for me to understand, and it feels as like some parts of it is in my mind, and I want to make a good choice. Okay, yeah, I would just just communication. That's all. I think just have a good communication with this person, and you're not going to go wrong. Okay, so for Casper, you're feeling a bit broken, like the world is waiting for you, right? Well, I don't know. I feel like, personally, I feel like there are ebbs and flows in life, and sometimes it feels like the world is moving past us, but that's okay, because we can take some time to rest, and then all of a sudden the world's right where we are, right? So it's important to remember that you can take as much time as you need, right? Find the balance that you can find for yourself with the Two of Pentacles. Don't feel pressure to conform to anybody else's understanding, to push the world's timeline. Maybe the world is moving too fast, and it's the world's fault, and you're moving right at the right pace, right? And if that pace is not moving at all, then screw the world, right? You move at your pace. It's okay. Find your balance, because the world is set up in a very rigid way that not all of us can fit and conform to. I know I can't. I never do. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good, but I just encourage you to find your own balance. Find your own balance through this, because by taking the time that you need to feel better, if you're feeling a little bit broken, then feel it. That's what you need. I know you said, I know I need rest, but it feels like I'm holding others back or giving them too much work. Well, okay. So that's the other thing, is like, if this is a work thing, that it's understandable that, you're feeling like it's too much. Well, who knows? Maybe you can put some things down. Maybe you can get some help in certain ways, because you never know. With the Two of Swords, you've got some directions you can move in, right? So don't feel like there's only one pathway forward. I think that's important for this too. 2 twos as well. 2 are like different modes, different things. So you may have more options at your disposal than you currently see. And so that's important to remember too, that there might be some kind of false dichotomy going on in your mind. Like, I can either give everything or nothing, and there's no in between. Well, maybe you have the capacity to do what you can, and you ask for help on the things you can't. And maybe you get another person in here, and you get another person over there, and you can rebalance this in a way that you didn't expect. So just keep an open mind. It might not be as binary as you think, this situation. And so there might be more opportunities ahead of you. With the Ace of Cups, there is a really big importance and need to feel all that you need to feel in this situation. So keep that in mind. Whatever your feelings are valid and are important. And now what you do with them is different, but feeling broken is okay. It's okay. And I know that that doesn't sound like something that we tend to think of that as being okay, but there are the depths of emotions that all people experience. And if you feel it, you allow it to flow through you, and you can move and you can heal and you can go beyond it. If you don't let yourself feel it, if you pretend like it's not happening and you just try to push ahead and you try to pretend like everything's fine, it's still there. It never goes away. And so then it actually, you can bury it, and then, you might build up all of these layers over yourself, and then you've got this kind of like numbness going on that you don't even know where you are anymore or how you got there, right? So just keep that in mind. If you're feeling like there's something off that you need to experience or you need to move through, definitely take the time to do that, because it's going to be helpful. And I think if you do, you've got the world here, you've got graduation, you've got moving up and moving on. So it is also important to remember that whatever cycle you're in, even if it's challenging, it's not the end all be all. This is not the way you will feel for the rest of your life. This is not the only thing that will ever happen. And so because of that, take the time that you need to feel what you need to, because you will be moving up and on to something else. And if you take the time now, even though you feel like the world is waiting for you, take as much time as you need, because as soon as you're better, I feel like not only will you catch up to where you feel like you were missing, but you're going to leapfrog even further over. And so you won't be able to do that if you don't take the time that you need. So I hope that that's helpful, and I hope you take some time to feel better, because it's okay, and it's okay to not feel okay. So yeah. Anyway, I hope that's helpful. Is there any other person who's new waiting for a reading in the comments? Anybody else want one? Wait and see. I may just call it for today, unless somebody pops up real quick. Last call. Anybody want one? No. Okay. Well, I hope that that was really helpful for everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who has who participated in the drawing for a free personal reading. And if you would like more information on how to get a personal reading from me, I'm currently offering them through my Patreon page. You can find that by going to by going to patreon.com/Junodrome. And that's one way you can support me. I will have some more ways to support me coming up soon. So stay tuned, and I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead. I'll catch you later. Bye.